What's going on, everybody? This is BJ Gaming back with another MLB The Show 25 franchise episode. We have the Miami Marlins today. We did the Atlanta Braves, who's also in the division, obviously. That went pretty well. We ended with a World Series championship. Now, I don't know if this Marlins franchise is going to end no World Series, but our goal is to at least make the playoffs, so we'll have to see how that goes. Roster, and this is a Marlins roster that isn't very good right now. They have some very interesting young players and some veterans mixed in, like Sandy Alcantara, but they don't really have a superstar or anybody that's going to carry this team. And this is a Marlins front office and ownership that just hasn't really wanted to spend money. They clashed with Derek Jeter. I think that's why he left. They fired their GM last season. And it's just been a weird team because they made the playoffs a few years ago, and it's just like the front office and ownership just didn't really want to spend much money on the offense, and they had really good young pitching at the time. Sandy Alcantara was amazing, and it's just I don't know. I don't understand what this Marlins team is going to be in the future because if your front office doesn't want to spend the money, and trust me, as a Cardinal fan, I get it because the Cardinals didn't spend any money. I know we're 3-0 to start the season. I'm recording this video, but like there's front office and ownerships like the Dodgers and Mets who want to spend, and obviously it's a bigger market, but Miami's still a solid market. You got front offices who want to spend, and then there's the ones who don't spend any money or the ones complaining about, oh, how the league's unfair and how nobody wants to spend money and all this other stuff. And it's like the Marlins could spend a little bit more money than what they do. Are they going to hand out $500 million? No, but they could go out and get some better players. So I get why Marlins fans are definitely frustrated with the state of this team, but I'm going to try to get you all to the playoffs. I'm going to be realistic. I'm not going to go out and sign a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. or anything like that. I'm going to try to make trades, sign some solid free agents. So let's see what this roster is going to be looking like. So we have Yuri Perez, 21 years of age, come off a really good season 2023. Got hurt last year. He'll be back. He'll be our ace for now, which isn't going to be probably permanent unless he really gets up and overall quickly. We have Sandy Alcantara, also got hurt last year. We haven't signed for the rest of the franchise, but if he is somebody we could look to move for a bat, I'm not against that. We'll have to see how he performs. Braxton Garrett, who's 27 years of age, 5.35 ERA last year, but he was really good in 2023 and 2022. He is due for free agency, so that's going to be somebody we could look to move as well. Edward Cabrera coming off a down year, but he's been on and off throughout his career. Another guy who signs the rest of the franchise if we choose to keep him. Ryan Weathers had a good year last year. We'll see how he does as our fifth starter. And then Max Meyer, 25 years of age. So we have some good pitching. Is there anybody who's going to lead our pitching staff to a championship? No, unless Yuri Perez really develops quickly. I think he can. But we definitely need to upgrade the starting pitching. But they do have some young pitching prospects that we could potentially move or maybe make an impact. We have Noble Meyer, who's 20 years old, B potential. We have Thomas White, who's B potential 20 years old. So that's good to see. Bullpen, we have Anthony Bender, who will probably be our closer. Andrew Nardi, Jesus Tinoco, who's coming off a good year. Declan Cronin, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Only pitched 2 years so far, but he could be an interesting option. And you have Ronnie Henriquez, who's 24 years of age, and then Seth Martinez. So the bullpen's not great either. We don't really have a closer. Calvin Fulcher is our closer, which is not great. And then at catcher, we have Nick Fortes, who's more of a backup catcher. We do have Augustine Ramirez, who's 23 years of age. We'll have to see how he really performs. We definitely could use a catcher. No really big-time catching prospects outside of him. And then first base, we have Jonah Bride, who hits really well against right-handers, which is great. 29 years of age, under club control for a long time. No really top prospects at first base either. We have Otto Lopez, who really good defender, solid contact against righties. Not much of a power guy, but he's more of like a get on base type of guy and glove first type of player. Connor Norby, who they got from the Orioles, great power. I hope he can hit at least 20 home runs this year for us. That'd be great. Then you have Xavier Edwards at shortstop. Really good contact. I mean, fantastic contact. Hit 328 last year, and hopefully he can continue to build off that. And then we have one big prospect right here, Starlin Caba, who's 19 years of age. That's an interesting prospect. Left field, we have Derek Hill, which we definitely need to get a left fielder. He's 29 years of age. And then no top prospects there. Dane Myers in center field. He's already 29. Victor Mesa Jr., who I thought was going to be a higher prospect, has not really planned out so far. And then we have Griffin Conine in right field and Jesus Sanchez. So this outfield is not very good either, and no prospects really there. So We look through free agency, which I'll sign off the video. We do have JD Martinez. Maybe we can put him as like a DH. I'm surprised no team signs JD Martinez. That's still surprising. We have, some relief pitchers. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work, see what we can do in free agency, maybe make a few trades and see what we can do with this team. First trade we're going to make, the Dodgers are offering us Evan Phillips, who's having a fantastic season, 2.21 ERA. He is 1 year away from free agency after this one. For Derek Hill, who's having a bad season, I'm not sure why the Dodgers are offering this deal, but hey, we need some bullpen help, so I'm going to take it. So we're going to make a move for a catch. We're going to get Freddie Fermin from the Royals. He's not having a great offensive season, but he is a general behind the plate. Maybe if he gets consistent playing time, because he's only played 19 games, maybe if we put him behind the plate every day for the rest of the season, he'll provide more offensively. His power isn't there, but his contact isn't horrible. And like I said, he's a great defensive catch. We're going to give them Valente Belezo, who's having a great season in Triple A, And we're also going to trade them a shortstop, Jared Cerna, who's also played pretty decent in Triple A. And then we're also going to give them Nick Fortes. So we get our catcher at least for now. So here we are, our first trade deadline. If you guys are wondering why did you show the draft picks, I'm not really going to show the draft picks anymore because a lot of them don't really make an impact unless we're like a high-end pick. And if we do end up getting a high-end pick who makes the major leagues, I'll let y'all know, obviously. But I feel like it'd save us a little bit of time. So we're sitting at 49 and 59 right now, 17 games out. This isn't going to be our first season. Second and third season is really where I'm going to try to put the foot on the gas and really try to make the playoffs because this first season, it was going to be probably a disaster either way unless we really had a shocking run. So let's see how everybody's been doing and what moves we potentially make, whether that's selling off some players or get ready for next season. So Otto Lopez having a good season, 6 home runs, 35 RBIs, 281 average, slugging 412. So he's been good in that leadoff spot. Griffin Conine, 14 home runs, 42 RBIs hitting, 289 and slugging 474. We did get a few trades for him. I saw the season he was having. I was like, yeah, we need some offense. He's playing well. Ain't no point. And then Xavier Edwards not really having a great season, especially for a guy with high contact numbers, only hitting 245, which is really upsetting. Hopefully he can get going in the second half. JD Martinez, a veteran we could definitely sell off. He has 14 home runs, 52 RBIs. Not really a fantastic season for JD. Really career low numbers, but at age 37, it's expected. So we'll probably try to trade. We ain't going to get nothing crazy for him, but he's a free agent to be. We're not going to bring him back. We might as well get something for him. Jonah Bryant's having a great season. 13 home runs, 55 RBIs, hitting 298. Jesus Sanchez, not too great of a season so far. Connor Norby's been pretty good. 12 home runs, 40 RBIs, 269 average. Freddie Fermin, average is going up a little bit, but he hasn't played a lot of games. He's 10 for 66, though. Got to get that batting average up. And then Dane Myers has not been good at all. Javier Sanoja, not having a bad year off the bench. A utility guy, can play everywhere. 265 average, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Graham Pauley's not done too much. Davision De Los Santos has not been bad at all. 5 home runs off the bench. Great to see that. And then Agustin Ramirez in that backup catcher spot with 9 home runs. So he's showing some pop when he was playing. So that's great to see. So our offense, kind of what I expected. Nobody really setting the world on fire, really. Nobody with 20 home runs or anything. So the offseason in these trades, definitely going to have to focus on some offense. Yuri Perez has been pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. 6-9 record. Struck out 92 hitters, 3.61 ERA. That's not bad at all, really, by season. Braxton Garrett's been awesome. Another guy, he is. Okay, it's weird because at the beginning of the franchise, you guys saw it showed he was a free agent. Now, I was about to say, because he hasn't been in the big leagues that many years, actually 5 years now, but I was about to say, there's no way he's due for free agency already, so that's good to see. But maybe we do look for trades for him, and maybe we get a good hitter back. We'll have to see. But he's been awesome, 9-9, 2.90 ERA. Sandy Alcantara's pitching like the old Sandy Alcantara, 11-7, 2.46 earned run average. Edward Cabrera has been okay, 4.52 ERA, 5-8 record. And then Ryan Weathers has been awesome as our fifth star, 7-7, 2.92. So our starting rotation's been a strong suit, as I pretty much hoped it would be. Max Meyer's been sensational in that long relief role, 1.65 ERA. And then we have Cal Control, who's been good as well, another veteran. Maybe we look to trade off because he is a free agent to be. We have Jesus Tinoco, who's been sensational, 2.12 ERA. Andrew Nardi with a 2.22 ERA. Evan Phillips has been awesome, 1.85. So our bullpen's looking fantastic right now. Anthony Bender's been good, 3.23. A lot of lower ERAs. This is awesome to see. 2.66 ERA for Calvin Fulcher. Ronnie Henriquez with a 3.32. And then Max. So we got him in our closer spot, which is interesting. But our bullpen's been sensational. Like our pitching overall has been fantastic. It's just the offense has not gotten the job done. Our highest ERA is 4.52 by Edward Cabrera. So that is awesome to see from your starting pitching, your bullpen. So through these trades, definitely need to get some offense. And we're going to sell off JD Martinez. Maybe look to trade a starter because we got a lot of starting pitching depth because we also have Max Meyer and Cal Quantrill if we do decide to keep one of them. But we could also move one of our stars and put Max Meyer in the rotation. He's been that good. We give him an opportunity to maybe solidify a spot next season in the starting rotation. So a lot of different moves we can make. I'm going to look through some trades and let you guys know if we make any moves. Take JD Martinez, like I said, veteran, not going to bring him back. Weren't going to get a whole lot. We're going to trade him to the Minnesota Twins for Junior Severino. He's 25 years old, can play all over the diamond, having a pretty good year in Double A or Triple A, excuse me. I always say Double A for some reason. So, I mean, this isn't a bad move. We get a first base prospect who maybe makes the major leagues next season. Next move we're going to make, we're going to get Brian Abreu from the Houston Astros for Cal Quantrill. Now, Brian Abreu, he is a free agent to be in 2027. He's not had a fantastic year, but I think having him and Evan Phillips in our pen really solidifies it. Cal Quantrill was a free agent to be, so he got some value back. So we're going to trade Braxton Garrett as well. Now, there might be some debate if this trade's worth it, but we need a center fielder, Lars Nootbaar from my Cardinals, who takes over in center field for Dane Myers. I think that's who's playing center field for us. And we get Phil Maton, extra reliever. So we get a better bat in Nootbaar. Nootbaar's a very good contact hitter, has some pop. I think this is a good trade for us to help out in center field. I mean, Noot's having a solid year as well, 12 home runs, 37 RBIs. We got him for the rest of the franchise. And then Phil Maton, I don't know if he's going to be in the major leagues this year for us, but he's having a good year as well, so I think that works out. The first season's over. We end up finishing 72-90. We definitely got to get it going next season. This division's tough to win, though, when you have the Phillies, the Braves, the Mets, the Nats. Like, this is going to be a really tough division to make the playoffs in. Our best hope would probably be a wild card berth. We end up finishing 15 out of that. So let's see who that is. Sandy Alcantara led the league with a 2.20 ERA. What a year for Sandy Alcantara. And he ends up, or not him, but Griffin Conine wins NL Rookie of the Year. So we got some award winners. Let's say everybody did. We have Otto Lopez. Really had a cold second half. His numbers really aren't that much different than when we saw him at the trade deadline, so that's unfortunate. Lars Nootbaar ended up finishing the solid year, 14 home runs, 57 RBIs, 263 average. Xavier Edwards, not the year we expected. I mean, he had 5 home runs, but the average definitely lower than what we hoped. Connor Norwood with 21 home runs, exactly what I'd hoped from him. I think I said 20 home runs would be like the most positive outcome he could have, and he did that. And he had 265 as well, so hopefully he's building off that. Griffin Conine was spectacular. Well, not spectacular, but you guys know what I mean. He was great for us. Rookie of the year, 20 home runs, 61 RBIs, 289 average. And then Freddie Fermin got the bat going a little bit, but not really too much. But he's still our catcher going forward, which is good. You always need that general behind the plate. And then they put Augustine Ramirez, who had 13 home runs, which is a pleasant surprise. So we might have to find some room for him in the lineup as well. Maybe we sign another catcher and move him into a first base role. Jonah Bride with 20 home runs as well. So some surprises in this lineup in the second half. And then Dane Myers didn't do much offensively. Graham Pauley off the bench, not much to be looking at. Eric Wagaman, I think that's his name. Not great offensively. Davision De Los Santos was okay. And then Kyle Stowers, who we also got from the O's, did not play a game. So we take a look at the pitching side. Yuri Perez, I'll take that. Not ace numbers, though. 7-13, 3.67 ERA. Max Myers was good. His ERA went up, but he's pitching more innings out of the rotation. Still a fantastic year. 6-3 and a 2.53 ERA. We already saw what Sandy Alcantara's ERA was. 15-10, pitching like a Cy Young Award winner again. Edward Cabrera, just not a great season for him overall. ERA close to 5. And then I don't know why we have Jesus Tinoco. I think maybe we had an injury, but he had a good year overall out of the pen. Phil Maton was good. Free agent to be. We'll have to see what else is out there. Maybe we bring him back. Ronnie Henriquez, 3.79 ERA. That's solid overall. Had 17 saves. Ryan Weathers was great. I guess we moved him to the pen. I'm not really sure why. And then we had Andrew Nardi, who was great. His overall and potential went up. He's only 26 too, so yeah, he's going to keep improving. And then Calvin Falcher, what a good year for him. 2.88 ERA, 25 holds. Anthony Bender had a good year, 2.74 ERA. Brian Abreu had a better second half with us. And then Evan Phillips, 13 saves, 2 blown saves, 21 holds, and ERA under 2. So this team has some potential, especially pitching wise, to really continue to be good next year. Maybe we add one more arm to this rotation if we can. Maybe a veteran to put behind Alcantara and Perez. But I think this pitching rotation and bullpen is definitely our strong suit. But for the lineup, we definitely need to go out and maybe get a center fielder if Newt's going to play right field and Jesus Sanchez will DH. Actually, Jesus Sanchez, did we send him down or something? Let me see if I can find him real quick. Jesus Sanchez. Okay, he was injured. Okay. He ended up having a down year, though. Maybe we look to move him as well. Definitely some movable pieces, but for the lineup, I think we could use a real DH. Maybe a center fielder unless we move Newt to center field, but there's definitely some moves to be made. First base, even though Jonah Bride hit 20 home runs, he's more of a platoon guy still. He's not really great against lefties. If we could find, like I said at the beginning, like a first base bench guy who can really platoon with Jonah Bride and hit roll against lefties, I think that'd be a perfect combination. So I'm going to get on with the offseason. I'll let you guys know how we're looking next season. So we're going to trade and get a big bat. We're going to get Wyatt Langford from the Texas Rangers. He didn't have a huge year last year, but he's got 83 power against lefties. We're going to trade Nathan Mortorella, who's a 25-year-old left fielder. And we're going to trade 2 pitching prospects. Alfredo Hinojosa is a guy we got in the draft. He's 21 years old, 75 overall. But we have a lot of pitching depth right now. So we're affording to trade away from it. We're also going to trade them Noble Meyer. This gives us a big bat in left field. Second season about to get underway. Are we going to make the playoffs? It's a wait and see approach because, like I said, this division is loaded. But we did make some moves to try to improve this team. We went out and got Walker Buehler to put in our 3 spot in the rotation. We signed him to a 4-year deal. 15.7 per year wasn't really outrageous. He's come off a solid year in Boston, 4.23 ERA. He slides in right behind Alcantara and Perez in our rotation. We have Cabrera and Ryan Weathers. So that's why we traded away some of our pitching depth because we still have a lot of starting pitching depth on this team. We didn't sign any relievers. I thought our relief corps did pretty well last season, so I didn't really see the point. We do have Chad Strong, who's in the minor leagues right now, who could potentially make an impact, so watch out for him. Freddie Fermin to be our catcher with Augustine Ramirez as the backup. We did sign Lamonte Wade Jr. to platoon with Jonah Bride. He hits well against lefties contact-wise, so it definitely makes up for Jonah Bride and his really lack of hitting lefties. And he had a great year last year. 21 home runs, hit 321. We signed him to a 2-year, $10.4 million per year. We have Otto Lopez at second, Connor Norby at third. We signed Jorge Lopez to be a bench bat, or Jorge Lopez. Jorge Polanco, I'm thinking of the reliever Jorge Lopez. Jorge Polanco, who was with the Mariners last year, had 12 home runs, 38 RBIs. He hit 274, so he's a good bench bat to have. He's got some pop. Xavier Edwards will be our shortstop. We signed Rodolfo Castro. Don't know if he's really going to make an impact, but he's still young. So we'll have to see what he can do. We ended up trading for, hopefully add some pop to our lineup. And then we got Newt, Dane Myers. We signed Estory Ruiz as well, just a guy who was out there in free agency. Didn't have a horrible year last year. And then we have Griffin Conine in right field. So I think this team has potential to make a wild card run. We do lack probably a second big bat in this lineup, but I think our pitching will keep us in it this year. But we'll have to see, so let's get to it. So we're going to trade Dane Myers to the Giants. Myers ain't having a bad year. I mean, he has 5 home runs, 21 RBIs, 271 average. He is 30. Not really sure how he fits in the next season. We do get Luis Matos, who's 24 years old, 8 home runs, 18 RBIs in 45 games. So he's definitely got some potential to be a good 4th outfielder for us. Walker Buehler, I know I just signed him in free agency, but he's had a dreadful season. 5.60 ERA. We had to move him out of the rotation. We do have him signed for a few more years, but maybe if we get off his contract now, we can use that money to sign a better starter in free agency. And we're getting Chang from the Pirates, who 24 years old, not really a big time pro. He won't make an impact in this franchise most likely, but we're just really about getting off Walker Buehler's contract. And gentlemen, we are at our second trade deadline, and as you guys see, not been a great season. 47 and 62. Phillies have won 77 games. Braves 76. The Mets, us, and the Nats are nowhere close to winning this division. And just another season of just Just some hope, but it got squandered. And let's say everybody's been performing. Maybe we could sell off some bets like we did with Walker Buehler. Otto Lopez, good season. 9 home runs, 40 RBIs, hitting 276. I'll take that. Lamonte Wade Jr. has been as good as advertised. 15 home runs, 48 RBIs. His average is obviously, I mean, his numbers are down, but he's not having like a horrible season. Xavier Edwards about where he was or what we expected him to be. Better average on base and slugging. Connor Norby's having about a typical season if you compare it to last year, what he's going to put up numbers wise. Jonah Bride's having an awesome season, 18 home runs, 55 RBIs, 299 average. Maybe we look to move off him, get some value back. We'll have to see. Lars Newbar has been dreadful this year. Really expected Newt to take a leap this year and really help carry our offense. He has not done that. Wyatt Langford not having as good of a season I thought he would, honestly. Thought he'd have at least 20 home runs by now. And Griffin Conine has not been anywhere near as good as he was last year, unfortunately. And then Freddie Fermin, not bad offensive numbers, honestly. Like for a number 9 hitter and a catcher, I'll take that. 7 home runs at 266. Luis Matos has been awesome. 8 home runs, 18 RBIs. We do need to send someone down because they have too many position players. Chang, 2 for 4. So he's had success in a small sample size. Jorge Polanco's been good for the most part. Esteury Ruiz is not. And we also have Augustin Ramirez, who's not been as good either. So we'll probably end up sending down Esteury Ruiz, to be honest. He has not been good. We have a lot of outfielders. And we take a look at the pitching. Yuri Perez has been awful this year. 6-10, 5 ERA. That is not what you want to see from your top pitcher at all. Not good. Sandy Alcantara's having a down year compared to last year as well. 3.79 ERA. Edward Cabrera about where his career numbers are, and that's not a good thing. Another ERA of over 4 for a third starter. That's not going to cut it. Max Meyer's been awesome. He's been our most reliable starter, believe it or not. 2.02 ERA. And then Ryan Weathers for a fifth star has not been horrible, but still a down year compared to last year. So our starting rotation, which I really thought would take a step forward this year, has not been good. And then we take a look at the bullpen. Jesus Tinoco about where he was last year. A little bit of higher ERA, but not bad. Anthony Bender, another good season. Calvin Faucher, solid season, 3.16 ERA. Ronnie Henriquez, ERA higher than last year. Brian Abreu's not been good at all. Another guy due for free agency. Andrew Nardi's been great, 2.37 ERA, 13 holds. And then Evan Phillips in that closer spot has been awesome. So the question is, do we try to re-sign guys like Evan Phillips? Oh, let me go back. Sorry about that. Evan Phillips, who's having a sensational year. He's due for free agency. He's going to want a big contract. Is he going to be too pricey for us to keep? Brian Abreu, do we trade him now? He's not having a great year. He's a free agent to be as well. Do we look to trade maybe Sandy Alcantara? I don't know. That's up for debate. Edward Cabrera's not been good. Do we look to sell him at the deadline and maybe get some value back? If we have any value we could get back. And then you look at the lineup. Maybe like Lamonte Wade Jr., who's only on a 2-year deal. Teams would be interested in him. Jonah Bride. You have guys like Lars Nootbaar. Hasn't worked out this season. There's options, and I'm going to look at them, and I'll let you guys know if we make any moves. Trade Edward Cabrera and Brian Abreu for Tanner Scott, who's come back to Miami for a reunion, and Dalton Rushing, who's a top catching prospect. Just in case we lose some of our relievers, we have Tanner Scott under contract. And it's not taking back too much salary compared to what we're sending out. We're going to trade Lamonte Wade Jr. and Lars Nootbaar to the Reds for Rhett Lauder, a 23-year-old starter who really helps our rotation. We obviously just traded a starter, so this helps out. We can obviously get a center fielder in free agency or a left fielder to replace Newt, and Lamonte Wade Jr. really wasn't a long-term piece, so this is a great trade. So when we have $77.45 in budget to spend in free agency this offseason, that's a lot of money. We can obviously make some moves. We're going to trade Sandy Alcantara, Calvin Faucher, and Mark Kaminsky to the Mariners for Bryce Miller, who's 3 years younger, less salary. I think this is a great get. Over first 2 seasons have been a flop, but we did improve a little bit. We won 77 games. We finished in 3rd place. We had a really actually good second half compared to the first half of the season. I think some of the moves definitely helped. But the Braves win 102 games. Phillies win 101 games. The Mets have actually been disappointing. Let's say everybody's been doing, and we'll get this third free agency underway, or second free agency, excuse me, and third season underway. So Otto Lopez had a good year. 13 home runs, 58 RBIs, hit 265, about where his numbers were last year, so good to see him putting up good productions. Luis Matos made an impression, 11 home runs, 31 RBIs. Xavier Edwards, good season, 8 home runs, 56 RBIs, hit 302, slugged 445, got on base. Connor Norby had a career high in home runs, RBIs. Jonah Bride with another great season, 24 home runs, 291 average, so he's really been raking since getting to Miami. And then you look at Ori Polanco, don't know what his role will be next year, but he put up good numbers. Wyatt Langford, 23 home runs, I'll take that. Hopefully he has a really breakout season next year and leads us to a wild card spot. Griffin Conine was really disappointing. That sucks to see after a 20 home run year. Freddie Fermin, I'll take that. 281 average, 13 home runs, 55 RBIs. And on the bench, Esther Ruiz did not hit at all. Rodolfo Castro didn't hit either. Dalton Rushing made an impression in a minor, stint in the big leagues. And then Augustine Ramirez ended up hitting 208, didn't really replicate the 13 home runs the year before. So our offense has potential. I think we need another big bat. We do have some money to spend in free agency. I think DH, probably a first baseman to platoon again. I know we traded Lamonte Wade Jr., but I think we need to make some moves. Center field is definitely a position we need as well. So definitely some positions we got to go after in free agency. Bryce Miller ended up having a great year. I think he's going to be our ace next year for sure. 13-9 record, 3.38 ERA. Yuri Perez ended up turning it around. 3.99 ERA looks sure in the hell a lot better than a 5 ERA. Rhett Lauder pitched a solid season. I think these three at the top of our rotation, and even if we had another arm, I think that'd be great. Max Meyer with a great year, 2.44 ERA, and then Ryan Weathers with the ERA of 4. So it would be tough to move one of these guys out of the rotation. We'll see what's out there. We might focus more on the lineup. We'll see, but we'll definitely have to take a look. Tyler Phillips in a short sample size was horrible, 7.41 ERA. Jesus Tinoco continues to put up solid numbers, ERA around 3 again. Anthony Bender with another good year. Chad Strong made a strong impression, no pun intended. 2.51 ERA in 32 innings. Ronnie Enriquez, a little bit of a down year compared to last year, but still not an awful season. And then you have Evan Phillips, who we re-signed to an extension, actually, $9.1 million for the next 2 seasons after this one. So he's a part of our long-term plans, or we got one more season left, so I shouldn't really say long-term plans. Andrew Nardi, great season for him. He's been reliable. And then Tanner Scott, 43 saves. We do have him signed for 2 more seasons as well. I think he's going to be an elite closer for us back in Miami, where he put up great numbers before. So, got to get a bat, maybe a starter, maybe an extra bullpen. I'm going to get to work, and we hopefully don't go 0 for 3 in this franchise. So, final season of this franchise. Will we make at least a wild card run? We're about to find out. We made some moves, though. We signed Nestor Cortez Jr. to a 2-year, $19.4 million. We spent some money this offseason. We had a lot of money to spend. I didn't go overboard. We did make a big trade. But we did also trade a lot of money as well, so it made sense to spend some of that money and really try to go for it. So we'll have to see how Nestor Cortez Jr. works in this rotation. We didn't do anything to the bullpen. I thought our bullpen was fine. Catcher, we still got Freddie Fermin, Jonah Bride at first. Second, Otto Lopez. We did get a third baseman. Rafael Devers was on the trade block. We traded Connor Norby. We traded away one of our top pitching prospects. We also traded away another third baseman. I can't think of who it was actually, but we got rid of Connor Norby, which I loved Connor Norby's production the last 2 seasons, but this is Rafael Devers. We traded a good amount to get him, 31 home runs last year. He is making a lot of money, but like I said, we traded away some money to make it where we can make some of these moves. And Rafael Devers, I hope, leads our offense to a playoff run. Xavier Edwards still at short. Wyatt Langford at left field. We have Carl Langston, it looks like, who's a pick we had, who has pretty good numbers, so that's good to see. We signed Cody Bellinger. 5-year deal. Coming off a pretty down season. I really hope we get the 2025 Cody Bellinger, where he hit 23 home runs. I think him, Wyatt Langford, and Victor Robles, who we also signed in free agency to a 5-year deal, will be our new good outfield tandem. So we added this offense. I told y'all we were going to add this offense. The offense was inconsistent last year. The pitching had its downfall, but we added Nestor Cortez Jr. Do I think we will make a wild card run? I sure hope we do. We have the offense to do it. We have the pitching to do it. We got an elite closer. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch that can really make some noise, Max Meyer. We got a good bullpen. So we're going to have to see, but I'm ready to get to it. Final trade deadline We're in second place. What a turnaround. We're one game back of the Phillies. Looks like it's us and the Phillies for the division. We take a look at the wild card. We're in third place in that. So we're sitting in a very good spot. Let's see why. Lineup, Xavier Edwards. Solid season. Nothing spectacular, but 252 average. His average has been up and down. He has one really like good season of average, and he has a mediocre season. It's weird. Victor Robles has been working out so far as a free agent signing. 295 average. He's already having a better season than he did last year in less games, so that's impressive for him. Devers, not having a bad year. 17 home runs, 64 RBIs, hitting 284. About where his career numbers are. I think he'll still finish with 30 home runs. Jonah Bride, not as good of a year as the last 2 years, but still not horrible. Wyatt Langford's having a horrible season. That is not what you want to see. Otto Lopez, just not having a great year either. Freddie Fermin's been a pleasant surprise the last 2 seasons. 11 home runs, 49 RBIs, 298 average. Luis Matos, not doing much at all. I don't even know why he's the DH. That's interesting. Maybe we'll try rushing DH. And then Cody Bellinger having a solid year. 11 home runs, 49 RBIs in 92 games. And we look at the bench. Ruiz is having a better season, which is good. He's more of like a speed guy off the bench. And then we saw Matos, Rodolfo Castro, not horrible. And then Agustin Ramirez is hitting for good average. So our lineup's been a little bit disappointing, but still we're getting wins. How about Yuri Perez? That's what an ace pitch is like. 8-5, 3.23 ERA. Bryce Miller has been amazing. Oh my goodness. 11-1, 1.84 ERA. Might be a Cy Young type year for Bryce Miller. What a year for him. Rat Lauder expected a better season from him, just not good so far. ERA close to 5. Nestor Cortez Jr. has been getting the job done as our fourth starter, which is great to see. And then Max Meyer, not a bad season. Definitely higher ERA than what we're used to seeing from him, but for a fifth starter, you can't really complain. Ryan Weathers, not a good year for him out of the bullpen, unfortunately. ERA close to 7. Jesus Sunoco continues to put up his career numbers, ERA around 3. Anthony Bender's not having a good year at all. ERA of 7.33. Yikes. Chad Strong, not as good as he was last year, but still not a horrible year. And we have Xavier Curry, former Guardian, not horrible. Evan Phillips, been good. Obviously not as good as the last 2 seasons, but not horrible. Andrew Nardi's been not as good, but still not. Like, these guys aren't having an awful season, but they're not having where we used to seeing them. And then Tanner Scott not having as good of a season, but still not bad. 38 saves. So what does this team need? And we might need to call him up, actually, and send down Anthony Bender, because he has not been good. So we might have to designate him for assignment, unfortunately, because he's just not been very good. So what does this team need? Obviously, the lineup, do we go for a different shortstop? We don't have a ton of cap space left with some of the moves we made. Do we just gamble and hope this team, maybe I'll move Bellinger in the leadoff spot. Actually, I'll move Victor Robles to the leadoff spot. I think that works better and move Bellinger up in the lineup. So what do we need to do? That's the big question. Do we need to do anything? Do we just leave this team how it is? Or do we need a DH? I don't think we have any injuries right now. I think we're pretty much healthy at the Major League roster. Yes, we are. Pitching rotation been getting the job done. I don't think those numbers are horrible. Bullpen's been good for the most part. Not a lot of bad numbers besides Weathers. We look at the trade block. Not really any high-profile names available. I mean, you got Josh Smith. Do we bring him in? He's not really having a great year. We've used him in other franchises. Peguero, not amazing numbers. Pedro Pius is in Texas now. That's interesting. I think we're just going to run with this team. We're having a good season. We're not really surprising some people, but we're having a good season, better than expected, because you never know what you're going to get with this Marlins team. We made some big moves. You don't know if those are going to pan out. So I'm going to stick with this team, and hopefully I see you guys in the wild card or the playoffs. Season is over. How do we do? We won 97 games. What a turnaround for the Miami Marlins. After winning, I think, 70 both seasons, we turn around, win the division, win 97 games. We had some league leaders. Bryce Miller with a 2.12 ERA, led the league in winning percentage and ERA. And then Tanner Scott with almost 60 saves. Wow. And then delivery man of the year, Tanner Scott. How? Okay, I'm sorry. But this is just bias right here. How do these guys? I know they probably won more games, but Blake Snell, okay, 17-6, Sasaki 17-7, and Otani 17-7. Not that any of them guys had bad years, but how'd they win Cy Youngs over Bryce Miller, who had a 17-4 record and a 2.12 ERA? He had a better season than all three of them guys. Stop the biasness of the Dodgers, please. Come on. I am actually pissed off about that. He should be a Cy Young Award winner. Let me know in the comments if that irritated y'all too, because that is ridiculous. Like, how's he not win a Cy Young? Come on. Come on. Okay, whatever. Okay, let's see how everybody did. Victor Robles, 19 home runs, 78 RBIs, 291 average, great pickup. Cody Bellinger didn't have the season I expected really from him. I thought he's going to have a good bounce back year, not really too crazy in numbers. Devers ended up hitting 31 home runs, 106 RBIs, leading us to our first 90-win season maybe ever. I don't even know. Marlins fans, let me know about that. Jonah Bride was Mr. Consistent in this franchise. 18 home runs, 65 RBIs, another solid year. Wyatt Langford was definitely disappointing. I mean, I thought he was going to have a better year. Just didn't get it going. Aro Lopez had a pretty identical year to last year. Freddie Fermin, good numbers across the board. And then Dalton Rushing, didn't provide a lot offensively. Probably went through that too fast, my bad. But he had 3 home runs, 15 RBIs, 2 just not getting it done. And then Xavier Edwards, not a bad year at all for him. Hit for good average. Ruiz didn't have a bad year off the bench. Rodolfo Castro with 6 home runs off the bench. De Los Santos, good job from him. And then Agustin Ramirez didn't do too much. So we take a look at the pitching. Perez was good, 14-7, 3.25 ERA. And then we saw Bryce Miller's numbers, still pissed off he didn't win a Cy Young, but it is what it is. And then Rhett Lauder ended up having a better second half, 12-13, 3.78 ERA. Nestor Cortez Jr. gave us good 14-5 record for Nestor Cortez Jr. And then Max Myers was great as well, 11-7, 3.51 ERA. Ryan Weathers definitely had a better second half. His ERA was definitely higher than what we're used to, but still not bad. Ronnie just it's not good. He only pitched 1 inning, but it was a 9 ERA. Tinoco with a solid year, 3.73 ERA, 75 strikeouts. Chad Strong with the good year. Cronin didn't pitch. Evan Phillips, down year for him, but not really a down year for most pitchers. Still a good season. Andrew Nardi with his typical numbers. And then Tanner Scott with 59 saves. So can we win a World Series with the Miami Marlins? Who will we be facing here in the playoffs? The Reds, who won 96. So we're going to sim game 1. We lose that, so we got to play game 2. Or not play game 2, we quick manage game 2. We're going to have Perez on the mound at home. Our ace didn't get the job done. Maybe it was the bullpen that gave up the lead. Who knows? So here we go. Double play, exactly what we needed. Okay, we got bases loaded, 1 out, and we can't get anybody home. You can't have that happen. Solo shot by Abreu, and it's 1-0 Reds. Can our offense get going here? In a little bit of a trouble here for Perez. Okay, he's given up 2 runs in 3 innings. There's a triple by Bride. We score a run. 2 on, 2 out, and we score the tying run, but we line out and don't get the go-ahead run. Okay, we got to take Perez out. He just don't have it today. We're going to bring in Ryan Weathers. Solo shot by Xavier Edwards. We got 2 on, nobody out. Sack fly by Jonah Bride, who's having a big game. Can Ryan Weathers give us some quality innings against Ian Gabat now in the pitch? 3 straight singles, bases loaded for Xavier Edwards. 2 runs scores. Triple by Victor Robles, and it's 8-3, 9-3. And we are just going to work this inning. 10-3, 11-3. Man, what an inning for us. 7-run inning. Solo shot by Victor Robles makes it 12-3 Miami. And this home crowd's getting a treat here, as Ryan Weathers has been spectacular in this game. I mean, what a job by him. There's a 2-run bomb by Victor Robles. What a game by him. Maybe Weathers can pitch the rest of the game and save our bullpen for the rest of the series. That'd be the best case scenario. Maybe 1 more inning. He looks like he's in a little bit of trouble here, but gets out of it. And we win in convincing fashion. So we're going to sim game 3. We lose that 2-5. So we're in a do-or-die situation here. 2-5, or we lose 2-5 in game 3. We're down 2-1 in the series. We're at a hitter's ballpark. We got Nestor Cortez on the mound. Here we go. 2-out double by Devers, can't get him home. 1-out double, and the Reds take an early lead. Former Marlin Lamonte Wade Jr. gets them on the board. 1, 2, 3. 2 walks, a fly out, and a double play. That stings right there. Nick Lodolo, solo shot by Rodolfo Castro, who's starting at shortstop. What an impact he's made in this game. So tied game. Leadoff single, fielder's choice, line out, and fielder's choice. Both starters only get up 1 run. 2 on, nobody out. For Jonah Bride, he hits a go-ahead single, drives in the run, but that's all we get. 2-out triple by Ellie, and that error. Oh my goodness, that error might come back to eliminate us from this postseason. No. That is tough. Luke Little in the pitch. We're going to take Nestor out here. We're going to bring in Tinoco here. 1, 2, 3 inning. Top of the 8th. Devers, Bride, and Castro. Line out, walk, double play. Man, that stings. We're going to bring in Andrew Nardi here. Solo shot by Ellie, and it's 4-2. We got Freddie Fermin, Wyatt Langford, and Xavier Edwards in to face Mason Miller. Fly out, fly out, fly out, and our season is over, ladies and gentlemen. An error ended basically our season. Now, our offense had to pick us up there, but that error stings. It led to 2 runs. Man, that is tough. Let's see who wins the World Series to end it here. I know I didn't show the other two. The Red Sox defeat the Dodgers. So I hope Marlins fans, I made you guys at least somewhat happy with this run. I know the first 2 seasons were disappointing. The last season we won 90-plus games. Obviously, the Reds took advantage of an error and ended up eliminating us. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe for more gaming and MLB The Show 25 content. Also, check out the wrestling channel, LTQ Wrestling Crew. We post every week. We do podcast episodes, reviews of pay-per-view shows, AEW, WWE, you name it, we do it. So make sure to like and subscribe to that as well. Peace.